Welcome back. In this video, we're going to try to get our canvas completed. And so we're going to do that by putting all the UI elements. We won't have any of the code going with it, but that will be done in the next video. So as you probably are well aware that if you want to display anything, any text, we need to set up a canvas. And we'll do that sort of separately here. So if you want to add a game object, the UI, you can actually set a canvas separately. So we'll do that. And one thing you might not know is that you could actually have multiple canvases. So I'm just going to name this one the HUD canvas. You could have different ones. So just to get you in the idea that perhaps there's more than just this one here. Now we're going to attach a script to this. We had that script before, and we called it our HUD. So I'm just going to throw that on there. We're not going to deal with that at the moment, but that's there. What we're going to want to do is add a series of text. Basically, we want the score for the player, the computer. We want something to say sort of you win player, you win for the computer. And then we want basically at the bottom here, like a press space to start. All right, so that's what we're going to do here. So what I'm going to do is, actually the other thing too, just before I get into that, under here, the canvas scaler, constant pixel size, what we're going to do is change this to scale with screen size. Okay, so we'll hit that, and we'll just leave all those as they are, but that should help us when we resize our screen. What we'll do is game object, we're going to add, under UI again, a text, and we're going to add obviously a few of these. So let's start off with the first one, and we'll call that one player text, or actually player score, that'd be a better name for it. And we'll leave it centered, but we'll position it, change the size. You can see it's at the very bottom left at the moment. If we zoom out right on our canvas here. So a few things that we want to change. One is we want to change that font. And we should have, oops, let me go back there. We should have that font available to us, the 8-bit party. So we're going to use that font, that old school font. We'll set this text to 0, because that's what will be a number there. And then the font size, I believe I had it set to 50. Okay, so much bigger. It's kind of off the screen at the moment. We'll set it to the center here. So I'm going to press the Control and Shift, set it to the center, sorry, the Alt and Shift. So it's now locked into the center here. From that position, we're going to move it up and a little bit to the left there. So we could just, my color here, let's just change that color to white as well. So you can actually see it. Okay, that's good. And then I'm just going to move. Where did my text go? Okay, so there it is there. I think my box is probably too small too. So let's going to set this to 80 for the width. And the height, there we go, to 100. There we go. Now we can see my text. And then also center. So it'll be centered there. Good. Now we can move it up and over. So let me just see here. Let's just grab this and get a rough value, and then we'll just sort of set that value nicer. So I'm going to move it up about there and a little bit to the left. So what we've got 220, that sounds like a good number, and I'll just set that to -60. Okay, so that's just positioning it there. Okay, so I think that's good. And then we'll take this, we'll duplicate it, and we'll call this one computer score. And we'll simply shift it over to the right. So at the moment it's the same spot. It should be able to go just to +60 there. That looks pretty good. Okay, we want to do the player win and the computer win. So I'm just going to duplicate one of these again. And so we'll call this, we'll bring it down, computer win. Okay, and I'll just, we'll keep the text there. We'll move that down, I think to center was good. So we'll set that there. Just trying to think. Oh, and this one we want to have a little bit more width. So we'll set this to 300 and 100 Just looking at my notes here. I think that was okay. Good. And I guess we'll just get rid of that for the moment. Actually, I'll keep that there. Just we can come back and remove that after. And let's duplicate this one. And we want to call this one player win. Okay, and we'll shift this one over to the left. So let's just set that to -60. We might have to move those over later on, but that's fine for the moment. And the last thing, like I said, was we want to have one down here at the bottom so that we can sort of press the space bar to play. So this one's going to be a little bit different. I'll duplicate it. Duplicate. Bring that down. So I'm going to actually grab, it's going to be centered there. And I'm just going to bring it down. And we're going to make that smaller in black. So I'm just putting it right here near the bottom. And then we'll deal with that. So I think 14 will actually fit. And of course we can't see it because it's on white. So this text will set back to black there. Good. And so let's change the script there so that we know this is going to be press space bar to play. Okay. And then I'm just going to move that down a little bit. Let me just move it down with this arrow. It should be pretty well centered. Good, 279. Let's just try it with 280 there. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad. All right. So I think that's really all we need to do here. Just a short video to set that up. Now that I look at this with the 0, 0, 0, that looks kind of weird. Let's actually just get rid of those texts. So on the wins, player win, and the computer win, we can just set those to 0. Like I said, we might have to shift them over when we want to say player win and so on. But we can do that once we get the scripts there. It's just a minor little change. So we've got our basically our 5 texts that will hold either our scores or our information that we've won, or letting us know. Oh, actually, let's just rename that too. We don't want that player win. So I don't know. Game start. We'll just leave it like that. Good. Okay. So make sure you save this up. We didn't do any code here, so we want to make sure that that's saved. And the next video, it might take a couple of videos, we'll try to get the score working, so we can detect the score and then also get sort of a score to reach, maybe out of 10, and get that space bar to work as well. So a few more things to do here, but hopefully we're going to wrap it up pretty soon. All right, see you then.